This is State of Affairs. I'm Steve Adubato. We're coming to you from beautiful Newark, New Jersey, NJTV Studios. Camelia Valdes is prosecutor in Passaic County. Born and raised where?
Born in the Bronx, raised in Newark.
See that? I always like to say you're from Newark.
I'm from Newark, but I was born in the Bronx.
Just checking.
Okay.
I got to tell you, you and I have had so many conversations off air, on air, about a whole range of issues. Right before we got in the air, I said gun violence, gang violence in your county and also in the state. Are they the same thing?
Well, no, not if you look at the numbers. If you look at our numbers, our homicide numbers tend to stay within 20 to 22 or so a year. Our shootings, however, which to me is a greater indicator of the violence problem, are always higher. And that's really the number that we look at. Because if you have a victim that survived, it could be that St. Joe's did the awesome job that it always does.
We're talking about St. Joseph's Healthcare, St. Joseph's Hospital in Patterson. Let me ask you this. People connect Passaic County. That's Patterson. It's more than that.
It's more than that. It's Wayne, it's Clifton, it's our suburban areas, it's our rural areas.
It's Passaic City.
It's Passaic City. It's such a diverse county. So many things going on. Cities, suburbs, rural areas. We see it all.
It's interesting. People use the word prosecutor. They don't know exactly what it means. To your friends and family, how do you describe the job?
I talk to them about it in the context of service, public service, because prosecutors, good prosecutors, are not just looking to put people in jail. They're looking to remedy problems. They're looking to serve. They're looking to be receptive and responsive to what's happening with communities. So prosecutors are a jack of all trades. We're trying to keep people safe. That's the bottom line.
You know, it's interesting. You've got I love your sense of humor, particularly when you're dealing with such issues, challenging issues. You talked about how you came into this job. You know, I saw a piece of video. I don't know, maybe you were speaking somewhere and you sent me some. Maybe I caught it somewhere in social media. I don't know how I saw it. But you were talking to some folks about how you came into this job. Describe the circumstances around that, why that's so interesting.
So it's interesting because I was minding my business at the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the opportunity to become Passaic County Prosecutor arose. And I never thought it would happen because at the time I was an assistant U.S. attorney hired by U.S. Attorney Christie, and the appointing governor at the time was Governor Corzine. So, and I'm an independent, so I wasn't really sure that the politics were going to line up. But a wise Latina mentor of mine said to me, these jobs don't come for us, so you should at least try. Because at the time, there had never been a Latina county prosecutor in the state of New Jersey.
Never.
Never. So in 2009, I said, well, if I don't get it, I still have a job that I absolutely love. And if I do get it, it'll be another opportunity to serve. And so now, 10 years later, here I am.
You know, with a mutual friend, Micheline Davis, you and I have been involved in a lot of conversations. One of them, I remember, was on women in leadership, particularly women of color.
Yes.
What particular responsibility do you feel being the first in this role, particularly for others who may be coming up right now and simply don't see the possibilities? You say what? I say do the work.
I say do the work and be very good at the work. And if it's challenging work, look at it as an opportunity to really show the world what you can do. I have experienced racism here and there during my career. Somebody finds out I'm Dominican, suddenly they're asking me about some Dominican baseball player. I'm like, it's a big country. We don't really all know each other. But gender bias is something that I experience almost daily, if not weekly, because it's almost as if I can be forgiven for being Hispanic, but not forgiven for being a woman, and a woman in charge.
What does it look like?
What it looks like is initially distraction. Initially, it's like, is she smart enough to do this job? Does she have the right temperament to do this job? That's what it looks like initially. But when we really get down to brass tacks, we get it done.
You're hardcore in that way. And you know, part of your upbringing here in the city of Newark has helped mold you into who you are and what you are as a leader. How so?
Well, I am, and I say, you know, I'm a little bit of boogie down because I was born in the Bronx, but I was raised in Newark, Roberto Clemente Elementary School, Barringer High School, which, by the way, just opened a beautiful law and public safety academy.
Right. Were you there?
I was absolutely
there.
I was absolutely there.
Everybody's talking about in the neighborhood. We're from the same neighborhood. I can say that. Go ahead.
I was absolutely there. And so I spoke to those students, and I speak to myself to say, You know, I am from Newark. I was poor. I was Dominican. The expectations for me were maybe finish high school, maybe start working. And so everything that I've gone on to do, that I've been fortunate enough to do, is really just gravy. For the most important people in my life, which were my parents, I was a success when I graduated from Barringer High School. So my career has really been a series of, well, let me see what else I can do, and let me see what else I can do.
So when you deal with issues connected to the opioid crisis,
Yes.
how much of that connects you back to where you come from and who you come from as well?
Well, I love the fact that we have pivoted in terms of how we deal with addiction.
I mean, it's everybody's issue. This is some urban minority thing.
It's everybody's issue, and we are looking at addicts with compassion and with empathy versus long prison sentences. We're at the age where we remember...
Policy mistake for a long time?
Policy mistake for a long time, and not really assessing the damage that it was doing, the damage that it does when people that are nonviolent go away to jail. What does that do to communities? What does that do to families? We are now have pivoted in that direction, and so for me, it is very important to be able to talk about policy decisions and what the impact is, and how do you study whether what you're doing is effective. Now everything is a study, as it should be. We should not be launching into wholesale policy decisions without really thinking about the outcome on people of color, poor people, women, the LGBTQ community, the undocumented, immigrant communities. What is the impact? And I am so fortunate and blessed to be able to sit at tables now where we're discussing policy issues.
With your voice being heard.
With my voice being heard.
For those who say, Prosecutor Valdes, that just let's be tough with them. Mm-hmm. Let's just be tough. Like that's the policy.
Yes.
You say?
Well, there's a time and place for everything. And I think that if they don't do what they are supposed to do and follow along with the care and the treatment that's being extended, there will be a time to be tough with them. And there is that initial, let's see how we can help this person. Let's see how we can offer treatment that was not available to them before.
Real quick, before I let you out here, President Trump and the issue of law and order.
Mm-hmm. We haven't seen it in Passaic County.
You don't see it?
I don't see it because...
The ICE stuff, the immigration stuff?
I have not seen it.
Really?
And we had a wonderful immigrant integration day recently in the city of Passaic.
What was it like?
It was fantastic because there were so many government agencies that were there, so many people explaining to immigrants what their rights are, what are the systems. Most immigrants come here wanting to provide for their children, wanting to work, wanting to drive, wanting to be productive members of society. Sure, there are outliers that are committing heinous crimes and they should be held accountable for their crimes. But by and large, that's not what we're seeing. We have not seen the ICE raids in Passaic County. I'm not saying that they haven't occurred. They haven't happened in Passaic County.
Prosecutor, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You made Newark proud, Barringer High School proud. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, my
so
friend.
much. Thank you.
I'm Steve Adubato. We're in Newark, Brick City.
Yes.
Back after this.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Holy Name Medical Center, New Jersey Resources, NJIT, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, the New Jersey Education Association, International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825, and by Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Promotional support provided by Insider NJ and by NJ Advance Media.